So we go to our HTML website. Okay, we are in the main.js, and we open the Chrome Dev tool. So we Control Shift plus I, and right now we are gonna add some information. Okay, try running this in the console, then test with several arguments. For example, multiply 4 by 7, for example. We can, and we are here in the console, we just multiply 4 by 7. We also can put the next line, multiply 20 by 20. And you get the idea. We can put a decimal. Let's see what happens. Yeah. So note, the return statement tells the browser to return the result variable out of the function, so it is available to use. This is necessary because variables defined inside functions are only available inside those functions. This is called variable scoping. Read more about variable scoping. Here you have the link for variable scoping, and also you have the link for just scoping. You have a bunch of information. We can close those tabs. I can close that one too, and this one. So now, events. Real interactive on a website requires event handlers. These are code structures that listen for activity in the browser and run code in response. The most obvious example is handling the click event. You have here the link for reading the stuff, which is fired by the browser when you click on something with your mouse. To demonstrate this, enter the following into your console, then click on the current web page. We're gonna copy these lines, and now we're main.js. So copy and paste and save it. And we go to our website. Ouch, this tab is poking me. And yeah, we type in the document that query selector HTML and quotation marks that event listener click function. Inside of the curly braces we have the message alert. Ouch, stop poking me. So, and this is important because this is the click. So let me refresh it, and let me close also the tool. So if I hover the pointer, nothing happens, but once I click it, okay, the message, the alert appears. Ouch, stop poking me. So there are a number of ways to attach an event handler to an element. Here we select the HTML element, so there's the link. We then call its add event listener open parenthesis close parenthesis function, and like this website said, when it ends up with a parenthesis, more than likely it's gonna be a function. So passing in the name of the event to listen to the open parenthesis and single quotes click, and a function to run when the event happens. The function we just passed to add event listener here is called an anonymous function because it doesn't have a name. There is an alternative way of writing anonymous functions, which we call an arrow function. An arrow function uses the open parenthesis, close parenthesis. You can say the arrow or just the equal sign, greater than sign. instead of the function open parenthesis close parenthesis. So instead of just typing in function space open parenthesis close parenthesis, what we type is going to be open parenthesis close parenthesis the arrow function, that is the equal sign and the greater than sign. So we copy this and let me see, we go to the main. We can just leave it there and we just copy and paste it here. And if we press Ctrl plus slash, you're gonna make it a comment. We can save it. And now if you see, you have function with parentheses, and here we don't have the word function, we just have the arrow, have the parentheses, the arrow, and then the curly braces. So it's gonna be the same thing. If we hover it, nothing happens, but if we click it, ouch, it's tapping. Okay, ouch, stop poking me. Okay, so supercharging our example website. With this view of JavaScript basics completed, let's add some new features to our example site. Before going any further, delete the current contents on your main.js. Okay, and we save it with Ctrl plus S. The bit you added earlier during the hello world example, and save the empty file. If you don't, the existing code will clash with the new code you are about to add. Okay, adding an image changer. In this section, you will learn how to use JavaScript and the DOM API features to alternate the display of one of two images. This change will happen as a user clicks the display image. 1. Choose an image you want to feature on your example site. Ideally, the image will be the same size as the image you added previously, or as close as possible. 2. Save the image to your local image folder. Okay. 3. Rename the image Firefox to .png. 4. Add the following JavaScript code to your main.js file. So we need to just download any pics from just Google, and we have to name it Firefox2.png, and I already did that, and we save it here and images. So I use an editor to kind of have the same size with the other image, that is Firefox-icon.png. What we can do here, okay, and now we need to add this JS code here and main. So we paste it, Ctrl V, we save it, Ctrl S, and I just grab any picture from Firefox. It's, I think, around like 256 pixels by something. Let me see here, rename properties, copy cut. Okay, now save all files and load index.html in the browser. Now when you click the image, it should change to the other one. So right now we have this image, the basic Firefox, so this one. So it's gonna change to this image once we click it. Let's see if that's correct. Make sure you copy the JS. So we're gonna go over the code and the JavaScript here. The cons: my image is assigned document that query selector open parentheses and quotation marks img ends up with a semicolon. Then we have in line 3 my image that onClick is assigned. We're using the arrow function open parenthesis close parenthesis space the arrow function space open curly braces. Inside the curly braces we have const my src is assigned my image that get attribute, open parentheses, inside quotation marks, source. We end up with a semicolon. Next line, line 5, if my src is equal to, in quotation marks, images slash firefox hyphen icon.png. Okay, my image that set attribute, open parentheses, we have the source, comma, images slash firefox 2.png. Else my image that set attribute, open parentheses, we have two arguments here, the source and the other argument, images slash firefox hyphen icon.png. So let's see if this works. Right click, open with live server. Okay, it was open, so if we click it, okay, it changed. Cool. So this is what happened. You store a reference to your image element in the my image variable. Next, you made these variables unclick event handler property equal to a function with no name and an anonymous function. So every time this element is clicked, 1, the code retrieves the value of the image's source attribute. 2, the code uses a conditional to check if the source value is equal to the path of the original image. Okay, here we have if it is, the code changes the source value to the path of the second image, forcing the other image to be loaded inside the image element. 2, if it isn't, meaning it must already have changed, the source value swaps back to the original image path to the original state. Okay, adding a personalized welcome message. Next, let's change the page title to a personalized welcome message when the user first visits the site. This welcome message will persist. Should the user leave the site and return later, we will save the message using the web storage API. We will also include an option to change the user, and therefore the welcome message. 1, in the index.html at the following line just before the script element. So we grab it, we go to the HTML file, and it says just before the script element. So we're gonna go here and we save it. Okay, in main.js, place the following code at the bottom of the file exactly as it is written. This takes references to the new button and the heading, storing each inside variable. So we copy it, and okay, we can get rid of this. We copy, we paste it. Okay, 3, add the following function to set the personalized greeting. This won't do anything yet, but will soon change, but it will change soon. Okay, so we copy and paste it. So here we have let my button is assigned document that query selector, button string. Let my heading is assigned document that query selector. In h1 we have function set username, open parentheses, close parentheses. So this is a function. Open curly braces. Cons my name is assigned prompt, open parentheses, and quotation marks. Please enter your name. We end up with a semicolon. Next line, local storage that set item, open parentheses. We have two arguments, name and quotation marks, and then my name. Next line, my heading that text, context is assigned, open backticks, Mozilla School, comma, $, open curly braces, my name, close curly braces, close backticks, and end up with a semicolon. So the set username, open parentheses, so this one. The set username function contains a prompt function which displays a dialog box similar to alert. This prompt function does more than alert, asking the user to enter data and storing it in a variable after the user clicks OK. In this case, we are asking the user to enter a name. Next, the code calls on an API, local storage, which allows us to store data in the browser and retrieve it later. We use local storage set item, open parentheses, close parentheses function to create and store a data item called name, setting its value to the my name variable, which contains the user's entry for the name. Finally, we set the text content of the heading to a string plus the user's newly stored name. 4. Add the following condition block. We could call this initialization code as set structures the app when it first loads. So we copy it and we paste it here. Control V and then Control S to save it. So if wait a minute, okay. The first line of this block uses the negation operator, logical not, so this one, represented by the exclamation mark to check whether the name data exists. If not, the set username function runs to create it. If it exists, that is, the user set a username during a previous visit, we retrieve the store name using the getItem function and set the text content of the heading to a string plus the user's name, as we did inside set username function. So 5. Put this on click event handler on the button. When click set username runs, this allows the user to enter a different name by pressing the button. So we copy it and we go here, Control V and Control S. Number in line 17 we have my button that on click is assigned to the arrow function. Inside the arrow function we have the function set username. Okay, and let's see what happens here. Okay, it was open, but let me see, let's close this. Okay, and what happened? Change username. Okay, it was at the bottom. Change username. Please enter your name. Programming JS. Okay, Mozilla School Programming JS. Oh, okay, cool. We can do it again. Please enter your name. John Doe. Mozilla School John Doe. Okay, cool. A username of null. When you run the example and get the dialog box that prompts you to enter your username, try pressing the cancel button. You should end up with a title that reads Mozilla School null. This happened because when you cancel the prompt, let me see. Okay, we're talking about this one. Okay, when you cancel the prompt, the value is set as null. Null is a special value in JavaScript that refers to the absence of a value. Also try clicking OK without entering a name. So change username. Okay, let's click OK. Mozilla School, nothing happens. You should end up with a title that reads Mozilla School for fairly obvious reasons. To avoid these problems, you could check that the user hasn't entered a blank name. Update the set username function to this. So we have function set username. Okay. Okay, we are updating it. Function set username. In curly braces, cons my name is assigned prom, please enter your name. Now if there is no name, set username, else local storage set item name, comma my name. My heading that text content is assigned to Mozilla School, and then in $, open curly braces, my name, close curly braces, close backticks. So I updated it. Wait a minute. Function set username, yes, it's updated. So let me see, we can please enter your name. Let's say if I type okay, yeah, okay, now it's forcing me to type a name. John, Mozilla School, John. Okay, so let's refresh it or change the user. Let's click cancel. Okay, okay, okay. In human language, this means if my name has no value, run set username function again from the start. If it does have a value, if the above statement is not true, then store the value in local storage and set it as the headings text. Conclusion: if you have followed all the instructions in this article, you should end up with a page that looks something like the image below. You can also view our version. Yeah, you can check out this. If you get stuck, you can compare your work with finished example code. You have a link